Ladies and gentlemen, good morning and welcome to the new FPT Industrial ePowertrain plant. My name is Carlo Moroni and I'm the head of brand communication for FPT Industrial. We have a full schedule today, but before we start, please allow me to briefly switch to Italian and welcome our local authorities. Gentili signore e signori, buongiorno e benvenuti. Sono lieto di accogliere il sindaco di Torino, Stefano Lorusso, e l'assessore della Regione Piemonte allo sviluppo economico, Andrea Tronzano, che a breve interverranno qui sul palco. Saluto inoltre tutte le altre autorità oggi presenti nel nostro stabilimento. Per noi è un onore avervi ospiti in un giorno così importante, in cui apriamo le porte della nostra nuovissima fabbrica, interamente dedicata a prodotti per la mobilità a zero emissioni. Switching back to English, I would like to welcome as well professors and students from the Turin University. Their participation is a real pleasure for us, because the new generations will contribute to shaping the mobility of the future, and we are pleased they are taking part to the launch of our state-of-the-art production facility today. FPT Industrial, as part of Iveco Group, is a strong member of the Turin community, and we believe all our industrial sites represent much more than just a workplace. Just to give you an example, during the pre-COVID times in 2019, we organized plant visits reaching 5,000 visitors in the Turin compound, with peaks of 150 guests on some special days. The opening of the new ePowertrain plant gives us the opportunity to resume this initiative, extending the invitation to the city and to our community. With this sincere commitment to the permanent link between our group and the city, I give the stage to Stefano Lorusso, Turin Mayor. Prego, prego.
So good morning, everybody. Good morning, and thank you very much for your kind invitation. Today is a very important day, not only for FPT, but is an important day for the whole our community, and in particular the industrial community. The decision to switch all the production to the carbon neutral and to decide to make such kind of investment in this very important plant is for us a very important stimulation to continuing believing in this kind of strategy. We are living in a very complicated period in which also the pillars of the strategy are not so solid, because we have the war in Ukraine, we have changing in the cost of energy, we have the changing in the supply chain of the raw material that is necessary for the production of batteries, and all the entire industry of the automotive is under a very important challenge. That is to stay, to make investment, to stay in the world, to make an investment in a very changing environment just around us. So in this particular time framework is more important, is several times more important that a decision such as FPT taken about what is our plant. I said our, not because I am our in terms of city, is several times more important. I am convinced that the energy transition could represent a very important perspective also for the occupation, for the industry to stay in Torino. A few weeks ago, with the President Cirio, we signed a very important agreement with the Stellantis Group related to the Mirafiori plant. In that case, it was devoted to the recycling industry and to the, generally speaking, the circular economy of the Stellantis Group. Today, we will inaugurate a production plant that is, as it has been introduced, totally devoted to the energy transition, to the production of green engines. All these pillars represent the strategies fitting with the strategies of the city that should it has been, it was, it has been, it is, and in my personal opinion, it should be also in the future, one of the more important city for automotive industry in the world. And to stay in this very challenging environment is not so easy, I know. What I would like to give to the audience is that the strategy of the city is very clear about the instruments that we can put to support this kind of transition to the ecology, transition to the energy transition. I apologize for the words. In this framework, it is fundamental to have a very good agreement with all the other institutional level, starting from the regional authority. I'm really happy that in the first row, just near me, there is Andrea Tronzano, which is the deputy president that is involved in this kind of activities, and of course in my auspice also for the future government that is a fundamental partner in all this kind of strategy. So good luck to the management. Thank you very much for your investment, and we hope that it is the starting of a new era in not only in the FPT industry, but generally speaking for the entire automotive industry. Thank you very much again, and thank you and good luck.
Thank you, Mr. Lorusso, for your meaningful words. Now, I welcome on stage Andrea Tronzano, Piedmont Regional Councillor, Economic Development.
Thank you. It's a pleasure for me and for the regional institution to be here today. I would like to thank FPT Industrial and Iveco Group to have chosen Turin. I would like to thank this worldwide company to have invested on the electrical mobility in Turin that is the sustainable future. In particular, I would like to greet Mr. Marx, Miss Blaise and Miss Stupenengo, with Mr. Domenico Nucera and Mr. Sra. Also, I wish to greet all civil authorities, in particular Mr. Mayor Stefano Lorusso. I bring you greetings from Mr. President Alberto Cirio. The inauguration of this new technological hub confirms the role of Turin and Piedmont as a reference point for the development of new solutions for electric mobility and for the ecological transition. Piedmont is a region that has historically been the protagonist of the automotive sector. Automotive is in the midst of a production revolution that in the coming years will redesign the supply chain and define its competitiveness in Europe and in the world. As Mr. President Cirio said, we want to show that in Piedmont, investing is becoming more and more worthwhile. This is demonstrated by the recent agreements with Stellantis, and this new era for Piedmont is proved to further strengthen presence of Iveco Group and FPT Industrial. Similar investment projects carried out by leaders in the sector are fundamental for the realization of a technologically advanced and sustainable national value chain essential for facing the challenges of the future. Therefore, this plant will also be essential to accompany and support the supply chain in the transition, new mobility technologies, electric, hydrogen, alternative fuels such as natural gas or biomethane, but also encouraging research, training, and productive reconversions. The right attention to the future, a sustainable electric future, respectful of the environment, but also of safety. All this has been perceived by politics that recently has modified the strategic plan of sustainable mobility by allowing the purchase of electrically powered buses starting from 2024. The Unified Conference has added this opportunity alongside methane and hydrogen. In brief, Mr. Marks, the team play pays off, and we will play this game. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Tronzano, for your important messages. We are truly grateful that our local authorities could attend this event. It is now time to begin our talk with several members of the Iveco Group senior leadership team. We aim to present a complete picture of our new ePowertrain plant from the different angles of Iveco Group: production, industrial processes, innovation, and sustainability. I will now be joined on stage by Annalisa Stupenengo, Chief Operations Officer, Sylvain Blaise, President, Powertrain Business Unit, Lucas Ra, President, Truck Business Unit, and Domenico Nucera, President, Bus Business Unit. Our moderator, Lynn Jameson, will take it from here. Thank you all for your attention.
Hello, everyone. Yes, we can certainly applaud a beautiful video. Thank you, Carlo. I am so honored to be here for the opening of the ePowertrain station. And I'm looking forward to talking to our group of Iveco Group leaders and diving a little bit more into the details of what this era is taking us towards. So if you're ready, if you're ready, let's begin. We are in a world moving towards transport, and the road transport sector and the world of mobility is transforming. And that's why we're here, because of this transformation. It's going rapidly towards the introduction of zero-emission vehicles. Now, of course, this means the facilities where these vehicles and their propulsions are produced are also changing with equal speed. Annalisa, our first question is for you. Can you tell us how the Iveco Group factories are adapting?
Hello, Helene, and hello, everybody. That is really a good question. Iveco Group has set a challenging goal of reaching zero emission by 2040, 10 years before the deadline of the Paris Agreement. These apply equally to our products and to the place where we work to produce them. En route, our factories will focus on intermediate targets by 2030, such as 50% reduction in absolute CO2 emissions compared to 2019, and deriving 100% of the total electricity consumption from renewable sources. To do this, we are using the most advanced technologies and putting the worker increasingly at the center of our operations. This revolutionary approach to production will be implemented not only here in Turin, but in all our Iveco Group plants around the world. More specifically, we have launched the so-called Smart Factory of the Future, investing in digitalization and information technology along the entire production chain to continue improving performance in terms of sustainability, safety, quality, productivity, and logistic management. But let's not forget IoT, the Internet of Things, the cloud, the sensor, local and global security and telecommunication services that allow us to collect, interpret, and enhance the data generated by our various industrial processes. We optimize processes and make them more sustainable to minimize losses and the irrational use of precious resources. It is a matter of paying attention not only to the efficiency of the individual steps of an industrial process, but also to a unitary and integrated vision of the processes, connecting different production areas, such as logistic and production, and ensuring that these work together as a single body through digitalization and automation. On the production line, we use technology to understand piece availability, predict failures, and modify production plans, switching off the line when consumption is not absolutely necessary. 3 significant benefits come out of this. Increased level of safety, first, optimize cost, and reduce waste. So, our new ePowertrain plant was designed with this approach in mind. At the center are our people. The team working on the shop floor includes a mix of experienced people who have been specially trained and a new young workforce. About 39% of the current employees here are under 30. Moreover, I would, and I'm very proud of saying that the ePowertrain plant is a major step on Iveco Group decarbonization because it is our group first ever CO2 neutral factory.
Fantastic, thank you. These are such exciting times. Moving from factories to engines, which are at the beating heart of this energy transformation of transport. So then, how are propulsion technologies evolving to meet the challenges you have set yourselves?
Thank you, Lynn, for this question, and good afternoon, everybody. Internal combustion engines have been the mainstream propulsion system for the last century and a half. And the challenge of our industry is to shift to net zero carbon. And we believe solutions will be multiple, specifically on energy. And electrification will play a key role to support this shift. Our ePowertrain plant inauguration today marks a milestone in our product lineup extension. As you will see during the tour, we have already starting production, for instance, for our heavy-duty commercial vehicle e-axle, which is already fitted on Nikola truck, both battery electric and fuel cell version. As well, we have started pre-series production for our electric central drive and our compact 36 kilowatt battery pack for light commercial vehicle application and minibuses, which will equip the new e-Daily. And as we presented during the EA trade show a few weeks ago in Hanover, we'll start production early next year of some additional products. A 69 kilowatt battery specifically designed for bus application that will be fitted on our Iveco Bus Crossway low entry. And as well some e-axle solution for high-end automotive application. The new ePowertrain plant will give us the industrial capacity to support the electrified mobility sector from light to heavy-duty application. And all these products perfectly represent our very concrete vision of the powertrain of the future, based on 4 key pillars: multi-energy, modular, multi-application, and mindful. Multi-energy means that we are exploring multiple paths, technological paths, to reach zero carbon emission. And this on both internal combustion engine and electrification products, leveraging on decarbonized fuels like biomethane today and hydrogen, e-fuels tomorrow, with green hydrogen being able to play on both technology, being used in internal combustion engine, but as well in fuel cell system to produce electricity. Modularity is another key focus for tomorrow's propulsion system. A good example here is our battery pack, integrated in a modular way to provide the right amount of energy storage to fit specific mission, like on the e-daily, where the vehicle can be specified with 1 to 3 packs. Another example is our new e-axle that we presented at EAA trade show. It will cover both medium-duty truck application as well as heavy-duty, offering a full modularity with a central electric drive, which can be specified with 1 or 2 e-motors, which can cover application from a 4x2 medium truck up to a 6x4 heavy-duty truck, as well as covering bus application. And here, this is as well a very good example of how the powertrain of the future will be multi-application. This enables us to transfer the benefits of a technology from one sector to another, from one application to another. Our batteries have been developed for on-road missions, but other sectors, like off-road or marines, can already benefit from these technologies. Finally, the powertrain of the future will be mindful. Hence, all our products come with dedicated hardware and proprietary software to collect and process information, interact with other connected systems, enabling telematic services and maximizing performance for the application. And here, our new proprietary battery management system is the brain of our battery pack, ensuring the optimization of a charge and discharge cycle, thus making a battery more efficient, more reliable, and with a longer life. But in a broader sense, mindfuls also means that we care about the entire environmental impact of our activities across sourcing, processes, and products, with a strong ambition to reach carbon neutrality by 2040.
Thank you, Sylvain. He summed everything up for us in the 4 M's, basically: multi-energy, modular, multi-application, and mindful. Moving on. The products of this ePowertrain plant will bring electrification to a vast range of vehicles. Let's hear from Lucas Fra on how this will impact the commercial vehicles industry.
Thank you, Lynn. Well, today's inauguration, it's an important moment for everyone at Iveco Group, and first and foremost for our Iveco trucks. We have a bold decarbonization strategy that is a clear roadmap to net zero carbon. It's an all-range, multi-energy approach. First, biomethane, a ready-to-go solution capable of carbon negative emission. Then battery electric, the next steps for short to mid-range missions. And finally, fuel cell electric, the enabler for the complete decarbonization of long-distance haulage and the heavier mission across the range. In other words, we are, in a nutshell, decarbonizing mobility while providing customers with solutions tailored into their business. And we are freeing new energy on the market with solutions like the two latest additions to our product portfolio. What we see as two game changers in the electrification of transport. The e-Daily first recently launched and the Nikola Tre battery electric vehicle, both combined, they will drive let's say our change. And the e-Daily is driving the change for us, offering a full range capable of meeting the requirements of all customer missions as the iconic Daily does. And this includes the conversion business and industry first for electric vehicles. Our sister brand, FPT Industrial, is at the heart of these achievements with a fully modular battery pack, powerfully presented before by my colleague Sylvain, that comes from this very innovative ePowertrain plant. And the Nikola Tre battery electric vehicle is equally transformative for the world of commercial trucking. An heavy truck, an heavy-duty truck specifically developed as an electric vehicle that delivers performance and a driver experience that can compete with diesel equivalence products. And in this case too, the ePowertrain plant is the enabler with its e-axle, which gives the Nikola Tre BEV the power and the torque and the range to perform up-to-up deliveries and regional haulage. The industry is moving fast, very fast, in a regulatory landscape that is driving increasingly ambitious emissions targets, such as the recently proposed EU Green Deal, which aims for 50+% reduction in fleet CO2 emissions for light commercial vehicle and 30% for heavy-duty trucks by 2030, with the ambition of achieving a 100% reduction. So it's big transformation, and regulation in other key regions across the globe are following a similar path. In this changing context, innovation, a clear vision, and a forward-looking approach, they are going to be critical to achieving our decarbonization goals. At Iveco Group, we have both the powertrain with FPT Industrial and the vehicle with Iveco of tomorrow. And today is a tangible demonstration of what we can achieve together. And looking ahead, and also outside of our company, it will take all the stakeholders in the transport industry to work together for the energy transition to succeed. And this includes energy supplier on one side, investing in the infrastructure, governments and the institution to be supporting this transition, and all OEM working with our technology partners to provide our customer with operationally and financially viable solution to transition their fleet into zero carbon.
Thank you so much, Luca. And so not only goods, but people transport is addressing the new challenges of the energy transition in an important way. How are the strategies of Iveco Bus changing? And how does the plant we are inaugurating today impact that? Domenico.
Thank you very much for the question. Good morning also from my side. Our mantra in the recent months is that we at Iveco Bus are people moving people. Once we put the human being at the center, then we can talk about the technology and we can build a profitable business model within an ecosystem. The ecosystem that is key in this business. In fact, today, the product alone is no longer enough to transport people, but we need to know how to create and manage a real ecosystem that includes the vehicle, of course, but also energy, recharging, and much more. As one of the major players, so now I would like to talk about our energy propositions. In Europe, we are leaders of alternative energies, and we are offering a full range of environmentally friendly transport solutions, including compressed natural gas, biomethane compatible, as also Sylvain has mentioned before, and electrification with battery electric vehicles and hydrogen fuel cell, which meets all passenger transport needs in urban, suburban, and interurban settings. What's our strategy? Iveco Bus is committed to a full electric mobility path. With zero emission, the 100% electric models offer smooth driving and a quiet experience, but thus improving comfort for the driver, the passengers, and the residents. But our electromobility offer with the E-Way as our flagship model has already proven to be a reliable, high-performance solution. So now some statistics. More than 1,000 Iveco bus Iveco bus are currently operating in 8 different European countries, having clocked more than 36 million kilometers. So we have experience, we can say. Over the years, Iveco Bus has developed very specific skill set and expertise on electromobility. We have double production of fully electric buses between 2019 and 2021, in only 2 years. Recent news has given our brand more to be proud of. Last week, Iveco Bus was named a Sustainable Bus of the Year for its Crossway, low-entry hybrid natural gas, and biomethane compatible bus. This is the third such title won by Iveco Bus and follows the 2018 award for its low-entry Crossway version and 2020 title for the natural gas power Crossway. But I have started my intervention talking about people. Now come back to the people. The bus business is all about customization, about knowing the customer at a very deep level. So to be ready with all the solutions they need, you have to know the community where they live, and you have to be present there. That's why we are enhancing our industrial footprint to be closer to our customer and upskilling our workforce, to know their specific requirements and the local condition in which they operate. For this reason, we will start conducting bus finishing activities in Foggia, here in Italy, and we will study how to scale the same approach in other countries. What's the strategy behind this? What's the final goal? The aim is to initiate manufacturing investment and research and development activities that will capitalize on the skill and products of the national automotive supply chain, with particular focus on dedicated component sector. The investment will support the energy transition in Italy mass passenger transport segment and developing and introducing advanced propulsion technologies in the country. It will also relaunch the alliance in different areas of the country. Foggia and Turin are today 2 cities specialized in the production of low-emission internal combustion engines, and more specifically, the expansion of engineering and manufacturing activities for electric batteries is being studied for this ePowertrain plant in Turin, while the company is beginning the installation of the new lines for the final assembly of high-tech and low-emission buses in Foggia. The initial manufacture of these, so now I would like to give you more color on the production processes. The initial manufacture of these new buses will be launched in the other group plants that are already dedicated to Iveco Bus production. It will be then continue and enrich with added value technology in Foggia by means of alternative propulsion system produced right here on these lines and hydrogen fuel cells. Production will be then completed in Foggia with additional components largely supplied by the national automotive mechanic supply chain. So you can see how the inauguration of this ePowertrain plant is so crucial to Iveco Bus strategy.
Yes, we can see. Thank you, Domenico. And before closing, I'd like to actually go around once more and ask the same question to each of our panelists. Let's sum it up in one word. What does the ePowertrain plant represent for the Iveco Group? Sylvain.
One word.
One word?
Reinventing. Reinventing the past. A zero-emission economy can only be possible if we rethink the way we do things. And this is what FPT Industrial has been doing in recent years, reinventing propulsion for new carbon-neutral era. And I think the e-Power plant is a clear demonstration of this effort.
Yep. Domenico.
One word.
One word.
I would say proximity. It means even closer proximity to customers and the capability to rely on the most advanced technologies in the field of electric propulsion. Then if I can use two words, I would say technological proximity.
Do you see how indisciplined they are?
Yeah.
2 words, technological.
Okay.
Okay. Moving on.
2 words, 3 words, or which is the challenge?
What's it?
So just
We've
2
already
words,
gone beyond
just
one.
2 words for me as well. So I would say here and now, and the challenges to which we are called as manufacturing of commercial vehicle, with the introduction of electric propulsion, involve not only us directly, but the entire ecosystem of energy suppliers, infrastructure providers, and institutions. And it requires an extensive update of knowledge and skills. And the new ePowertrain plant is an example of how, for Iveco Group, this electric journey already started, allowing us to set out the roadmap to the industry's ambitious zero carbon target. And we're making the future happen, and right here and right now, I would say.
I like that. Right here, right now. That's a great motto. Annalisa, last but not least.
So, one word.
This is our theme for today.
I would say beyond. As Iveco Group, we have recently made our values very explicit. One is particularly dear to me. We go beyond the obvious. And the new ePowertrain plant is truly an example, and now I use the 3 words, on how we go beyond.
Thank you so much. Please give me a hand. Thank you. We will be breaking for lunch in just a few moments. You'll have a chance to be speaking with our panelists. For more information, whatever you need to ask, they're there for you. Before breaking, however, we'd like to contact and call on stage with me the plant manager, who will be giving us some more information, not only about the plant, but also the tour we will be taking. Alessandro Zazza.
Hello, everyone. I extend a warm welcome from all of us at FPT Industrial ePowertrain plant, one of the most technologically advanced, sustainable, and safe facility in the automotive industry. During the visit of the factory, you will see our products as diverse as battery pack and electrical axle are handled, assembled, and tested through an extensive use of Industry 4.0 technologies. A general look at the plant. The new production unit is integrated in Torino, in our Turin manufacturing compound, where engine, axle, and transmission are produced. The advantage of this go beyond logistic, and we include industrial synergy like shared know-how, common process, and common components. The ePowertrain plant is entirely dedicated to electrical products. At full capacity, it will produce over 20,000 electrical axles a year for light and heavy-duty vehicles, and over 20,000 battery packs for light commercial vehicles and buses. At the completion of the ramp-up phase, employees are expected to reach about 200 people. As we heard, the Torino ePowertrain plant is a CO2 neutral factory. 100% of the electrical energy is generated from renewable sources. CO2 emissions from natural gas are fully compensated with carbon credits. And energy consumption is managed in accordance with the ISO 5001 standard. All production processes are based on automatic warehouse for the component management, electronically controlled assembly station, and advanced online and end-of-line quality control. Human-machine collaboration in the ePowertrain plant is a reality, and you'll see later. The entire production process has been developed with the support of augmented reality and virtual reality to reduce the design time of production line simulating operational outcome before physical installation. Among the latest generation technologies introduced, some are already well established, like smart sensor and collaborative robots. Some are at the cutting edge of the innovation, like 3D scanner and 3D printing. And some other are futuristic, like mobile robots for sensing and inspection. New technologies and new way of working put us in front of a competence switch for our people, who are called to acquire a new mindset. This is why we have developed a change management program based on two streams. A tailored program where stimulate leadership to face today's complex and fluid scenario. And a tech academy where our people are trained for a completely new production process, will also require the management of information flow coming from automated tools. You will have the chance to see all of this in action during the visit, because we believe that technology, our people, their competencies are the key to approach the future challenges of the e-mobility. For now, thank you for your attention, and please enjoy the light lunch. I'll see you just later for the tour of the e-mobility plant. Thank you.